Hey, Chuck here, Corner Store Card Collector, back with another video. So today I saw the PSA March special, which is any card from 1960 to 1979, sports or non-sports. So I saw the special on one of my social media outlets that I use, and I decided to go through my vintage cards, and I selected 21 cards out that I'm going to send to PSA. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around and I'll show you what I'm going to be sending in. All right, hang on a second. All right, so let me go ahead and show you what I've got selected. Nice short video here. 21 cards getting ready to package up and send off to PSA. So let me show you what they are first. All right, so the first one is this 1963 Post Ernie Banks. This is a hand-cut card. This will be the first card that I've sent in that is a hand-cut card here. Sharp corners. I'm not sure if this little white border here has anything to do with the card, but all corners are squared off pretty good. The only issue I have with this card is right here on this number 65. It looks like that 5 is either faded or somehow rubbed off. I'm not sure if that's paper loss, or I can't tell. I've had it under the magnifying glass and it looks like it's just faded. So I'm taking my chances on this card, and hopefully I get a decent grade. It's got a blank back on it. But yeah, hopefully I get a pretty good grade. I'm hoping to get at least a 7 on this card. Yeah, nice Ernie Banks. Next I have this 1961 Albert Duberson from the Buffalo Bills. Nice card. I don't see any issues with this card other than it being old with minor wear on it. Centering looks pretty decent, maybe off just a little bit left to right. Corners look good, surface looks good. So I'm hoping to get, I don't know, a 7-ish. Next is this 1975 Topps Mini Thurman Munson. Got a little bit of whitening down here on this corner here. Other than that, this card is pretty good. Centering's great on it. Only issue on the back is it's got this gum stain. So I'm not sure if they're going to hit that hard or not. But I just want to get it in a slab. Nice little 1975 Topps Mini of Thurman Munson. Next is this 1978 Reggie Jackson. Centering's good on this card. Corners are good. The back is nice and clean. Centering's decent on the back. A little bit off left to right. But overall, good appearance on the card. Hoping to get a 7, potentially an 8 on this 78 Jackson. Next up is this 1974 Art Shell. Oops. This 1974 Art Shell. Good centering, good corners. Hoping to pull an 8 on this one. Art Shell 2nd year card. Very nice card. Next up, this 1970 Merlin Olsen. Another nice centered card. Corners good. Little bit of whitening up top here. I'm not even sure if that's white. I think it's just a little extra paper maybe. Hopefully it's not peeled back. It doesn't appear to be, but very nice centered card. Backside clean. Got a little bit of fisheye stuff going on the backside of the card. I'm not sure if that's going to affect it or not, but I'm hoping to get a good grade on this, potentially a 7 or an 8. Next up is going to be this 1966 Darryl LaMonica. Little whitening up on the top corner up there. Otherwise, card's pretty decent overall. Got a little whitening down here. Back side of the card looks pretty decent. Good centering. Maybe off a little bit left to right. Hoping to get a 6 or a 7 on this one. Very nice card. All right, next up is going to be this 1968 Joe Namath. This card's got great centering, great corners. The only concern I have about this card is the color fading here. It looks like, I hope they're not going to say it, but it looks like that it may have been colored in with magic marker, or maybe it's just faded that way. I'm not sure. I'm hoping for the best, but this is a great example of this 1968 card. Hoping to get an 8 on it. Backside's nice and clean. Get up in there. But yeah, very nice Joe Namath card. This is the only concern I have on it. It's just this fading of the blue there. Next, I have this 1973 Roberto Clemente. A little bit of touch on the corners. This corner's fine down here on the lower left. This one's got a little softness to it, as well as the top corner in the upper right. Hoping to pull a 6 or a 7 on this. I wouldn't be surprised if it got an 8. But looking at the back, I mean, it's off left and right and top and bottom, so this is probably going to be at best a 6. Hoping for a 7, but probably going to get a 6. It could even come back as a 5. Nice Roberto Clemente. Next up is a 61 Jim Brown. This will be the second time I've sent this in. The first time it came back as a miscut. Not sure what they meant by a miscut on this card, because the front has pretty good border on all 4 sides of the card. On the back side, good borders on the back. They get a little whitening up here on this corner. You can see that, but the other corners look pretty good. So I'm not sure what they meant by miscut, but I'm hoping to get a grade on this of at least a 6, maybe a 7. We'll see. Next up is this 1978 Pete Rose. I do already have this in a PSA 8. I'm looking to upgrade. I have several of these examples, so I just pulled this one to see if I can potentially get a 9. It looks like the only issue I have is the centering, which is probably a minimum going to be an 8. It'll probably come back either a 7 or an 8, because all of the ones that I have, they're all very, very close to being the same cut, so we'll see. If not, if it comes back an 8, I'll just sell it. Next, I have this 1972 O.J. Simpson. I do have this in a low grade, so I'm using this one to hopefully upgrade. I think I have it in a 3, so I'm hoping this is going to be a 5 or a 6. Centering's pretty decent left and right. Top and bottom's a little bit off. The back of the card, good centering except for top and bottom, so I'm hoping to get at least a 6 on this one. Nice O.J. Simpson 72. The next couple of cards are going to be for my 1978 top set. This first one is Charlie Joyner. Centering looks good. I'm looking to pull a PSA 8 on this. Everything looks good for it to qualify for a PSA 8. So that's a pretty decent card there, Charlie Joyner. And then the next 1978 is going to be this Joe Theismann. Again, the only issue I have is the centering on this one. It's noticeably off on left and right. Top and bottom might be within that 60-40, but I'm hoping to pull an 8 on this. Back of the card looks pretty good. So we'll see. Hopefully this one comes back a PSA 8 too for my set. Next, I have this 1974 Richard Martin Topps card. Centering looks good. Bottom corners look good. Top look good. This top one's got a little bit of softness on it. Just a tad. Back side of the card looks pretty decent except for the centering. So this one I'm hoping to get a 6 or a 7 on. Very nice 74 Topps Richard Martin. Next I have this 1972 Willie Brown High Series card. Centering's great on it. Corners look good. I'm hoping to get a 7 or an 8 on this card. Looks really good. Next up is this 1972 Roger Staubach rookie. I do already have this card in a PSA 4, so I'm looking to upgrade. This one should come back a 5. So yeah, I'm just looking to upgrade my Roger Staubach rookie. Backside's a little bit off left and right. The front side again is off too, left and right. Top and bottom's not too bad. So like I said, I'm hoping to get a 5, and then I will at least have an upgraded version of that. Next, I have this 1972 All-Star of Ken Dryden in the Topps variation. I've done pretty well with my 72 Topps. Gotten a bunch of 8s and 9s off them, so I'm expecting this to be in that range. Back looks good. Front looks even better. So we'll see. Hopefully I get a 7 or an 8 on that. Next up is a nice pristine 1968 Len Dawson. Absolutely nothing wrong with this card. Centering is great. Corners are perfect. Back side of the card, centering is perfect. So I'm hoping to get at least an 8 on this. Potentially a 9. The only issue I have with this card is this staining right here. It looks like it's part of the card, so I'm not sure how that is factored in, if it's considered like a fisheye or something. I mean, the card hasn't been altered in any way. It's just some sort of a, I don't know if you could call it a stain, but it's definitely some discoloration on that side of the card there. So this could potentially come back a 5. This would probably be the best example of a 68 Len Dawson in a 5, I'll tell you that. But I'm hoping that they don't ding me too hard on that discoloration there, and they give it an appropriate grade of, I don't know, a 7 or an 8. All right, so there's my Dawson. Next up is this 1973 Gilbert Perreault. It's his 3rd-year card. Centering's good, corners are good. Really hard to grade this series. As you can see, the red borders are very challenging, a lot of chipping. You can see edge wear really easy, especially the corners. But this example is in really good condition. Backside looks centered pretty decent. So I'm hoping to get at least a 7 on this, preferably an 8. This might even have an outside shot at getting a 9. But we'll see. Probably going to be a 7 or an 8. And then the final card for this order is going to be this 1969 Fred Benetlikov. Nice centering. My only issue with this card is you can see it's got a diamond cut. Yeah, you can see the lower right edge of the card's got less border than the top, and then vice versa. You got less border on the left side top of the card, and you got more on the bottom left. So that is what they call a diamond cut. Back side of the card is clean. A little bit of white showing on this corner down here. But for the other 3 corners, they look pretty decent. You might have a little bit of chipping along this upper left edge here. I'm looking to get a 7 on this. So hopefully my predictions are correct and I get a 7 on this. It could come back a 6. I'd be happy if it was a 7, potentially an 8 though. All right, so those are the 21 cards that I'm sending into PSA. I'll get those packaged up in the next couple of days and get those in the mail. And yep, I'll be searching through my stack of cards that I have prepared for the next special. I'm not sure what that's going to be for the month of April, but I'll be working on that. So until the next video, we'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.